Look at what we've done. Choking our world, loading the gun. Some minds are free. Greed is a prison, so hard to see. How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? Oh, look at what we've done. Oh, look at what we've done. Nothing left to give. Bracking the earth, the place where we live. Water we can't drink. Chemical spills, rivers that stink. How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? Oh, look at what we've done. Oh, look at what we've done. Tell me it's not true. So many lies you always knew. All is on the run. Most of the wild ones, now they are gone. How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? How many care? How many stand up? How many dare? Oh, look at what we've done. Oh, look at what we've done. Oh, look at what we've done. When we turn on the TV now, that song takes on a whole lot of meaning. That's John Lawrence out of Tallahassee, Florida, that's singing that song. And I think it's a good question. It's a good point to make. Look at what we've done. Look what has happened. It's Sunday, baby. It's been a sad week. It's been a heartbreaking week. But Monday's going to come around. Monday's going to start. But not before Sunday night gets done. And I fear it's going to be another night. It's going to be another night of anger and pain for a whole lot of people. We're a nation in pain. We're a world in pain. Anyway, I want to thank It's Showtime. First one to show up. It's Showtime, baby. Followed by Stephanie Dean, who now Jay Clayton has swept away. I'm sure flowers are en route, Jay. Just reminding you of your duties there, buddy. Anyway, Randy Peterson is here. Colleen Collins, Martha Olivera, Virginia Woody, Oddly Wired, baby. Thank you for being here. Randy Kervin, always, we appreciate your voice, buddy. Keep using it. Yvette, I'm going to screw this up. Vuno, I'm going to screw it up, baby. I'm sorry. Yvette, thank you for coming here. Karen Van Wyk is here. Rick Dworsky, Nick Moore is here, and William Reed all the way from New Zealand tuned in, buddy. We appreciate that. And I noticed a comment from our Blue Dot family member in Minneapolis, Keith Thompson, who said his city is in pain. Our nation is in pain, Keith. And we're all going to have to deal with it. We're all going to have to make our way through this stuff with the hopes that we come out better on the other side, with the hopes that things will change, and they will to a degree, not enough. There's so much work to do. I'm proud of every person standing in the street tonight. We do not need the looting, the violence, the burning. We don't need that. It detracts from the message. It detracts from why we're doing it. So I urge anybody that goes out to be a peaceful protester. Your silence would say more than your no, not your silence. I misspoke, baby. There should be no silence. There should be rage. There should be yelling and screaming. It's bad, baby. I'm trying to get my shit together right before we started here. Travis pointed out a few videos to me of actions by police officers that were not proper, to say the least, to say the freaking least, to attack people standing on their porch, to shove an old man down with a cane, an old man with a cane, shove him on the ground, to treat a car of people the way they did. It makes you very concerned. And we discussed the systemic racism that survives within our culture. But it's hard to cure that when you have the National Security Advisor to the President of the United States, Robert O'Brien, who went on CNN this morning and said that he did not believe there was systemic racism. There's a few bad apples. How many times in history have we heard, well, it's just a couple of bad cops, that's all. It's just a couple of bad apples. Once we get rid of them, it'll go away. The sad truth is that there are police officers who are good police officers. Let's get that out of the way. There are good cops that are in it for the right reasons and carry the right morals into their job. But there's an awful lot of cops who take this thin blue line shit too much. They're fearful to turn on another officer. They're fearful to point somebody out that says this man should not be an officer. Because I saw several demonstrations in that damn video, the videos that Travis was showing me, of people who should not be cops. If you cannot handle your anger, if you cannot control your rage, you should not be a cop. You should not have a weapon on your ass. That weapon gives people power. And when it's a lawful weapon, it takes on a little bit more power because it gives a certain amount of, well, I'm doing it legally shit. What do you think would have happened if while that cop was kneeling on George Floyd's neck, if another officer would have pulled his weapon, as would he done if it was in a civilian situation, two civilians. Let's say it's a white guy. He's got his knee on the neck of a black guy and he's got his hands tied behind his back. Would the officer draw his weapon? Hell yes. Because that would be his duty, to protect life. One of those officers should have drawn their weapon and told that officer to stand down or I will shoot you. That's what should have happened. That is what we expect officers of the law to do when they're watching a murder in progress. A murder in progress. What is that officer supposed to do? He is supposed to draw his weapon. He is to order the defender to stop. If he does not stop, he has the right to lethal force to stop that. But that's not what happened, and don't you ever expect it to happen. And that, my friends, is the problem. If an officer is not willing to stand up for the integrity of the badge and the integrity of this nation as a protector of its citizens, then don't make excuses because the offender happens to be a cop. And we've seen too many videos over the last few nights of cops not acting like cops. If you step up as a police officer and rip a face mask off a young black man's face while he has his hands in the air, and you pepper spray his ass right in the face, you're an asshole. You should not be a cop. You should not be that guy. You should not be on the front line of anything. You don't have the temperament for it. There was no reason for it. There's no reason to push an old man with a cane on the ground. And when it happened, other officers ran over to help the old man up. Yeah? Thank you. Why didn't you cuff the offender? That's the question. Why didn't somebody say, hey, Bob, come here. You're not really cut out for this street work. Why don't you go back to the station house and clean some toilets? Let's find another job for you. Because if we don't do this, there will be another George Floyd. There will be another Aubrey Abram. Maybe there won't be a camera, as usual, because seeing it on camera is a rarity. But nowadays, it's never more important. For every citizen in this country, if you see something happen, baby, whip out that camera. Maybe it'll be nothing. Nice exchange between officer and civilian. Maybe it won't. And there needs to be a record. There needs to be if I was a black man, I wouldn't go anywhere without my phone turned on all the time, recording every damn thing in my car. That the world we're living in, baby? Is that what we the people means? We rearranged the set around here today.
Can't even be happy about it right now.
Well, we're tickled to death. I am tickled to death that we have something going on here that is going to be improved in a few days when we get an adapter. John, what do you need an adapter for? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Well, because our friend and Blue Dot family member, Lone Wolf, sent us two monitors. As a matter of fact, excuse me, I'll pick it up.
Go for it. You got it. 1 second, y'all. It's across the room. I should have thought about bringing it over. I do apologize. Here we go. Here he comes.
Hey, this thing. You can stand it up this way. You can stand it up that way. It came with a stand. Two of them exactly alike. It's a Dell, dude. Anyway.
Yes, Lone Wolf has definitely contributed to our rig, which is now bringing you this live show. We got a new setup going on, and we're test running it tonight.
2 of those showed up in the mail.
Yeah.
Which,
Yes.
when we get the adapters, will allow. Right now, I have that big old TV that I've always had over here, right here in front of my face. But Travis has got another computer running. We're running 2 computers tonight, but we can see the same screen. What I see is what he sees. When that mouse moves, when he moves it, I see it. I can move the mouse, he sees it. It's a pretty cool deal. Anyway.
Before we go any further, This is just something I need to say. I'm not going to be talking too much tonight, y'all. I'm about to lose my shit. I am very, very upset with the way things are right now.
I'll leave it all to me.
If I go on a rant, I'm going to say something that is not going to be good for the channel and not healthy and all that other shit, but I just want to I got to stress this all the way. If anybody is going to a protest, keep your fucking camera on, whether it's on you or somebody else. Please, for the love of God, keep the fucking camera rolling.
Yes. Everything needs to be on camera. Can you see the chat?
A little bit. Why? What's up?
I'm wondering about this comment that Gene Shankly just made. A semi-truck in Minneapolis just rode through it. Protesters. What the fuck?
I don't know. I'll look into it. I sure hope not.
Boy, howdy shit. This is not going to be easy tonight. Dennis Valadez up to San Antonio is worried about his city, as Keith is worried about Minnesota and Minneapolis. I'm glad to have you here, Dennis.
Man, I'll tell you what, John. If Travis wasn't there to ground me, I would have lost it.
I understand. We're on the phone talking without me. How about that shit? I'm glad he was there. I'm glad of the connection that y'all have made. You know, Travis is he's wise for his age.
We propped each other up so we didn't fall down.
There you go.
Yes,
That's what it's about. That's what it's about for all of us now. You know, if we don't stand up for each other.
You know, distant war. This is in our face, in our community, in the eyes of our children, and it sucks.
It's not good. This is not good. And you're right. In the eyes of our children, they're the ones that's going to grow up. This is their start of their life. This is what they're going to see when they're 8, 9 years old.
I debated all night on whether to bring my kids in to show them history in the making, and then I decided against it ultimately because we're already at home. They already have enough worrying about growing up as kids. You know, whatever innocence is left, I want to keep it intact and not throw this in their face.
I don't blame you a bit. I don't blame you a bit, my friend. You know, it's
and this hurts on so much higher level because my ancestors founded this city, the San Fernando Cathedral downtown. All of downtown San Antonio belonged to my family before the Alamo.
Well, talk about having a little pride in your city, a history.
Well, not only that, a conservative watchdog group of armed protesters. There was 2 protests yesterday. The armed protesters that called themselves defenders of the Alamo.
Oh yeah, fuck me.
Which really fucking pissed me off. Were there with guns and the cops weren't messing with them.
Let me guess. Basically white guys.
And then when the real protest started, of course there was flack between the two. And who do you think the aggression went towards?
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 guesses, but you'll only need one.
I only need one. I don't even need one. We all know. We all know it wasn't the white guys with the guns.
I will say this, though. When the crowd started attacking the police, the police showed great restraint, and nobody died or nobody got seriously injured last night.
Well, that's
So I was thankful for that.
yeah. Let's take our blessings when they come, but it's not over, and it
Yeah,
shouldn't
but
be
this is the
over.
first spark.
It should be nonviolent, is what it should be. It's this cannot stop. The anger is not satisfied. The other three cops still haven't touched, and that's a whole other ball game I could get into, this bullshit of why the other three haven't been arrested and what charges are being contemplated. When your ass does something, it all seems to, all them decisions seem to happen within, I don't know, a couple of minutes, and your ass is in jail, but it doesn't happen that way if you're an officer of the law. There's a negotiation, I swear. I can't prove that. Things you can't prove. Yeah. And 4 days was to negotiate with the, and this is something else that I want to touch on, Dennis. Let me jump off this before I forget about it. Is I'm tired of seeing in Minneapolis police union came out real quick. Don't y'all judge. Don't y'all judge. There may be evidence of other shit. No, there is no evidence of other shit. There is no evidence that excuses what that man did. None. I don't give a fuck what it is. There is no other evidence needed. Fuck.
Let's get everybody else into the room before we go to the Streamlabs notifications. Jen, how are you holding
Jen,
up there?
Save me, dear.
I'm really mixed. I have to say I'm really, really mixed. I understand the need for the protest. I don't deny it. I wanted to be there. I just couldn't physically do it anymore. I'm too old.
No.
Um,
Not a good place to be if you're not.
But when it turns violent, and I know the provocateurs were not necessarily the protesters, it really breaks my heart because it destroys the message.
It does.
And then it suddenly makes it all not worth it. And
it
and
makes
I,
you lose.
I spent a lot of time crying yesterday for
because it's painful, Jim.
For my nation, I mean, earlier in the day, what did we do? We launched this beautiful rocket with these wonderful astronauts into space.
Right.
I loved
we did this great thing that we together as
for
a nation could accomplish.
Moments.
And then we tore ourselves apart for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
We are so capable of so much, and yet we can't surmount the smallest of issues as a man's skin color. Are you shitting me?
It just hurts more than I can describe.
It does. It should hurt every one of us, Jim.
This isn't about George Floyd. This is about 500 years. This is about gay people getting beat up in 1969 till now. This is about cops killing people unnecessarily, whether they're white or black. This isn't about George Floyd. This is about all the oppression that all of us have suffered for all of these years.
Yeah.
We've just had it. We're sick to death of the heavy hand of the right wing, thinking that I can control and own everything and everybody, and tell us what to do and how to live.
Yeah, you got it.
It's a hard thing.
This is not going to stop. This is the breaking point, and
I fear it is. But the answer is in this November, and it has to be when this nation stands up.
Jen, it's like with everything.
It's all we've got left.
With everything you just said, and I'm trying to refrain from really getting into it because I'm like already a lit fuse. But it's not to try to take away from the situation of Mr. Floyd at all.
No.
But what I'm about to blow up because it's more than that now.
It is.
It is seriously the police. They are doing everything they can to show that they're in charge. And not a single person in the hierarchy of our country is doing a damn thing to stop it or to try to suppress it. Or I'm good. I'm not going overboard.
This happened This happened because of Donald Trump.
Have no doubt there.
Wholeheartedly agree.
We have a president who yesterday stood up and called for the abuse and violence directed towards the people who stand against fascism.
Yeah.
The people who have organized enough to stand up and say, no more Nazis.
Yeah.
We have
and
a
he's
president
calling them terrorists.
who said our military. You know, before Star Wars, baby, before Star Wars, May the 4th meant something different to a whole lot of people than a parody of a movie. May the 4th be with you. Or a lawyer who uses it for his advertisement. Call the fours. May the 4th be with you.
I'd like to add on to that, John.
What's that?
This is all, I'm a movie guy. I'm all about movie quotes because I just love to watch movies. And basically, Trump has spat in the face of authority ever since he's been elected.
Yes.
And he is the example. He is setting an example for everybody else. Everybody else that follows him or appreciates him or praises him is an enabler.
Yes.
And you mimic those people that you idolize.
Yes.
They idolize him to no end. And that's exactly what this cop is. And I want to add on a movie quote to this. There's a movie. It's actually probably one of my more favorite movies. It's called Remember the Titans. And it's just about the same subject matter. And there's a quote in there where the black and the white football players were at odds, and one said to the other, your attitude's piss poor, and the other one retorted, attitude is reflected through leadership.
That's it. It is. A leader can inspire a nation, can inspire greatness. This man does not do that. This man inspires the worst in humankind. The worst. He gives you a reason to hate your neighbor. And he's doing it again today. He's not backing off of this.
He's making sure that every tweet he makes has something to do with the quote-unquote radical left, and it's only going to inspire more violence within his group. And that's what's scaring me to death, is this is more than just one incident. This is flexing, like what Mitch is saying in the chat. We're going to have a police state, and they're proving they can do it. Whether this lasts for just a few more days, month, year, it's proven it could be done. And with the wrong person in charge and the wrong people under his administration, I don't see anybody else trying to stop this.
You know what I think should happen? When these protests start and the police show up, they should show up in regular uniform and not their riot gear.
Yeah.
And they should get in the crowd and walk with them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
If something happens, hey, buddy, don't do that.
Yeah.
Let's protest. Let's raise our voice together.
Yeah.
Because the police need to show, instead of what you just showed me a little while ago, need to show that they are a member of the community, that we are a society. Show me your love. Don't tell me you got it for your fellow man. Show it to me, baby. Don't show up in your riot gear with your rubber bullets, your tear gas. What are you doing? Stand out there.
We're like the sheriff in Flint.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're already 30 minutes into the show. We should bring everybody else in because, we're going to have some very long conversations and we got to catch up on Streamlabs. So I apologize to that, everybody. John I Fly, you're insanely quiet right now. Jump in, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I was waiting for my turn, I don't like to just jump in.
Well,
but
no, you
it's
could.
kind of a little bit of like I'm saddened too by what's going on. Very saddened.
Yeah.
My heart went out to you last night when you were really fired up. I have never heard you that fired up before.
There's a reason for that, man. I have a hard time controlling my emotions.
That's another reason y'all should download Discord and come in the Blue Room because there's a lot of
y'all
activity
could have saw me blow up.
Yeah, we've been in there for the last few days.
Yeah.
There's some really serious conversations going on.
And let's just get this clear. If anybody else is in the room with us and we get into these deep conversations, anybody who hasn't been introduced, please just go ahead and jump in because
jump in if you're new.
So on that note, SC, how are you holding up there in Florida, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired because we had a great time. I had a great time in the Blue Room last night. Listening to everybody talk.
It was good conversation.
And
I do have to go to bed.
I actually, I had to work this morning, which was a good thing because it gave me time to not think about nothing like this, but just doing my job. But I actually had a hard time sleeping last night. I really did, because after we got out the Blue Room, I listened to a couple songs and I laid down to go to sleep, but it didn't come easy. I think I might have got 2 hours of good sleep. And everything just started, because all day yesterday, all I did was just watch the news, Facebook, Twitter, and it all just came crashing down on me, what I'd witnessed through the day when I'd lay down to go to sleep last night. So it was a long night, today I have not been. I've kind of told myself no Facebook, no. Matter of fact, I got the news on now because I'm watching, because we're here now and we're talking. But this is the first time I've watched the news today, and like I said, being able to go out and work today for a little while and just get my mind off of it.
Good.
That's
good.
It helped, but I'm just pissed off as everybody else. I never thought that I would see this day. I'm not surprised.
Well, you know what? From the day one when Trump was elected, I knew our country was in trouble. I didn't.
I mean,
I didn't know what was going to happen, but
I had this conversation with my good friend back when the election was still going on, and I told him, I was like, man, you think there's any chance this bitch gets in? We'll probably end up with a civil war. Nah, I don't know. But now he kind of agrees with what I said. And we knew this motherfucker was going to try to start a war before this election. But we didn't know it was going to be with ourselves.
Right.
And it's just
very good point, Essie.
It's just.
Well, just wait. He's still got 6 months.
Yeah, and then when he gets
we could be at war with China by then.
And he's still got 3 months when he's voted out. So. It's this shit ain't over. I have a feeling it's just going to get worse.
It's going to be bad until the day we swear in a new president.
And now Antifa's terrorist. What the fuck is wrong with this?
Another diversion.
That's
exactly what it is.
Antifa's terrorists, but apparently all those small militias that
all them guys showing up with AR-15s. Nah, them's just good old boys.
The Proud Boys and the KK.
No shit.
Isn't an organization. It's a concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Proud Boys and the KKK. They ain't.
Yeah, there's no membership.
I mean, what are we missing here? And Leo Sahaki shared a post on his page earlier, and it showed the guys in World War II storming the beaches in Normandy, and it said Antifa, class of 1945.
Anti-fascist. That's who they were, and that's who we still are today. I'm going to take a minute here because I got some catching up to do.
Yeah, here, let me help you with that.
Let me help you out.
There you go.
See, that's another thing. He can control everything I can see, or I can take the mouse over here and go, no, I don't want to see that.
And again, I greatly appreciate everybody here, and sorry for the hold up.
Kind of a dictator, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically that's what it is. It's sort of like in my house. Here's a direct quote before we get to this from my father. My father, a military man all his life, retired Navy, always had the saying, "This is a democratic house. You can do and say anything you want, as long as it's okay with me." That was my father. And he said it with a smile on his face. Ada Brown, I want to start out. Thank you very much, darling, for joining our Patreon page. We appreciate it tremendously. That monthly support goes a long way with keeping everything going. On that note, John Diddybag, hold on.
Hang on.
I'm
going to do this the right way for once.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to start doing this because I got control for it. 1 second here. I'm going to replay the animation as you read them out. So that way...
I can't see that.
Yeah, no, I
don't have a screen for
You're right.
that.
Well, we'll fix that. I promise. Okay, here we go. Next one. Boom. There we go.
John Diddybag donated $10 to Super Chat and said they're protesting in Europe, too. The whole world's watching. So saith John Diddybag, and then he backed it up, came back with another $10 and said, for Chamelia T for B. So saith John Diddybag. Thank you very much, bub. We appreciate it. I just like that name because Diddybag means something to me. Mitch Goldstein donated $2 through Super Chat and said, time to lighten things up, John. We indeed need to get a smile sometime tonight. We have to. You can't live this without trying to find something to raise your spirits. Gary Spring donated 2 Beaver Bucks through Super Chat and said, I love my Blue Dots, baby. We love you back. And I'm going to say something about that in just a minute. Leo A. donated $5 through Super Chat and said, we have a flamethrower in our White House. Watch him perk right up now that the country is in flames. So saith Leo A., and he's exactly right. And then he turned around and backed that up with another $5 and said, yes, the orange stain in our White House wants to designate Antifa a terrorist group, but the white nationalists have not received such designation. So saith Leo A. And we appreciate all those donations.
Hopefully all the animations played. Dad started going fast, and I was like, oh, crap, got to try to click.
No, hey. Anybody notice that? Didn't miss a word?
That was good.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
Did it.
I'm impressed, John.
Didn't miss a single word. I read it all myself.
And also, by the way, because I know how
sticker for that?
I know how this normally goes. We have Keith Thompson in the room. He's deafened and muted. I'm sure he's watching on YouTube. Keith, if you want to join in on the conversation, feel free to check out your Discord.
Jump in, buddy. Keith, our man in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So, and we appreciate him tremendously.
Jen is also in Minnesota.
Oh, we appreciate Minnesota.
Yes, we do.
There you
Don't
go.
fuck with Minnesota.
Don't fuck with Minnesota. That's it. That's what I heard.
Especially in the wintertime. That's pretty wicked.
I think that's on the
I
sign when you come into the state. Don't fuck with Minnesota.
Don't fuck with us, but bring your parka.
Bring your parka because it gets damn well cold up there. I wanted to go. I want to go to Minnesota. You want to know why? It's the land of lakes. It's the birthplace of the Mississippi River. I have been up and down the Mississippi River on the lower end. I always had an inclination that I wanted to go where this great river begins, and it begins up in Minnesota. Right?
Hey, John, go up there and be in the very cold weather. Throw a pound of water out in the air, and it'll freeze instantly.
Yeah, just had shit on my parade, didn't you? Just had to come in there and piss all over everything.
I couldn't help
I
it,
was
John.
thinking about moving up there because it was so beautiful. Now you come around here and tell me, John, it's freezing ass cold up there. Your pecker's going to fall off. You got to go to the bathroom. I think that's what you were saying, isn't it?
The water of the Mississippi. The water of the Mississippi is much cleaner up here too, because
that's true.
There's not as many toilets connected.
That's true. That is true. The higher upstream you go, baby. That old saying, don't drink down herd from the stream. I mean, from the herd. Rings true, baby. I'm telling you. Yeah. There's so many places I wish I could just go visit because it's a great nation and it's full of wonderful people. And Miss Family is one of them. Oh, what I was going to say a minute ago is why I can read that so good and why we have those 2 new monitors that Lone Wolf just sent us. And by the way, he just sent that computer Travis is running over there. I get this in all my mail. Somebody always says, John, thank you for growing this family. I didn't do that. Michael Sean from Chicago. Nothing's written down here. I don't need to know. I don't have to write down his name. Michael Sean in Chicago. Seen I was having trouble and sent me a MacBook Pro. You know what the cost of it? Goddamn. To save my ass and keep me on the air. You know, Chris Kloss.
Who did that?
Michael Sean in Chicago.
Jeez, Michael, holy Christ.
Holy Christ, yeah. You ought to see the guy, Jen. Ooh. Yeah, you can go for him. I'm talking. I watched him get a certification for diving down in the Caribbean down there, and real muscular guy, really nice guy, dresses up for Halloween. Oh yeah.
How old is he?
Yeah, he's doable, Jen. I don't know if he's married. He's doable. if I was Johnny Fly, I'd be real hot. So, so he's a great guy with a great sense of community. He's involved. I see his postings. He goes to festivals, local festivals, and everything. He goes to the opera. Are you shitting me? You go to the opera, man? Really?
I'll go to the opera.
I would too. I ain't never been to one, but I would too. But he sent me that MacBook.
Nice clothes.
Chris Kloss, when we were just nothing, and we had talked about we wanted to expand the show. Chris Kloss from Massachusetts shows up. He's got a mixer over here. He's got cables. He's got microphones. We expanded.
He's got honey and liquor.
Yeah. Rex Anderson. Rex Anderson. John, what are you listening to? I don't know. Headphones. You know, got them down at the Walmart. These are very expensive headphones. These are Sony professional headphones. They sound great. I didn't know headphones could sound so great. They showed up in my mailbox. Right up to Lone Wolf. These are major things. You grew this family, not me. Y'all helped do this. This is what makes us be able to do what we can.
There's something I need to add to this because I want to make something clear because we're talking about gear. We're talking about things, physicality things.
Oh, that's nothing compared to.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is like the other night, I talked to Lone Wolf. We were talking about the monitors and all that, and I told him I appreciate what he's doing to try to make my job easier. And he told me, and I loved this quote because it meant a lot to me, even though it wasn't about me. And what he said is, with all due respect, I didn't necessarily do it to make your job easier or to help you out necessarily. It's to help this show grow and give us all something more, up the show a lot, right? Like make it more spectacular. Make it to where you can be able to do the things that you would want to do for them. In other words, it's like on behalf of the Blue Dot family, we're helping the show grow. In other words, we're kind of like we're all in one. Grow. We're all one individual.
We love you back, Teresa.
And, and that meant a lot because I was looking at it, it's like, greatly appreciate it. But that also, now I was talking to Phantom Kimishita the other night. She was saying she was sending us a letter. And I told her, you will have no idea how much, letters mean to us.
Yes.
We all gather around the table.
Nobody wants to see Dad come home. No mail? No mail.
Yeah. So.
And the good thing is that you're growing because you're sending out that message, that Blue Dot message.
It is not. It's because I'm so handsome. Say it. Say it.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
My handsome looks, isn't it? My ruggedly handsome. Are you shitting me like a mud fish?
Video? We got video?
Who's got video? Of what? Of who?
Keith is in the room. How you doing, Keith?
My screen just went to everybody's avatars. I have video on my Discord.
Oh, we got. Look, hey Keith, I see you, buddy. How you
John,
doing?
Travis, hi everybody.
Oh, I've done this before.
I don't know if you want to see my face or not.
No.
I feel like I'm in a war zone.
You're a handsome fellow, Johnny. Oh shit.
Thank you.
Where's your? Oh shit, Johnny. I think you're.
Huh?
I got mail from Johnny Fly with a picture, and it's. I think it's out in the living room.
Did you lose the card already, John?
No, it's out in the living room. Nope. No. As a matter of fact, I used. Joe sent me that artwork where you look through the horse's ass, and I got his. No, I did not. I did not. No, I'll fetch it here in a minute. But
okay.
Keith, how are things up in Minnesota, buddy? I mean, Jen's up in Minnesota too. In Minneapolis.
I feel like I'm in a war zone.
Man.
About an hour ago, I went to the area, which is only a mile from me. And there was still smoke simmering from the fires. Buildings that I frequent often are burned. People are, yes, bonding together to clean up, but there is a lot of fright out of what's coming next.
Yeah.
This is not just a local event.
No.
These events are being inspired by outside influences.
Right.
And it's growing. Like I said, I live only a mile from where the main events happened,
Right.
but over the last night, 2 nights, which I sleep outside now armed, it has moved closer to my home. The
Is this in the
Walgreens,
Snelling area?
no, this is Minnehaha area,
Okay.
Lake Nokomis.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Last night, a stolen car was run through the window of Walgreens, and the building set ablaze from inside out. Now, you think about it, looters are going to loot. They're going to take stuff,
Oh yeah.
but not burn the building down from the inside out.
Yeah. There
Gas
goes all.
station
There goes all the
burned
stuff you
down.
wanted.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Gas station burned down. The McDonald's is burned down. The lawn and garden shop is burned down. Who the hell is doing this?
Yeah.
The neighbors and I are bonding together. We have agreed not to use a weapon of high caliber. We'll use shotguns, pistols, but we're looking out for each other. That is how bad it's getting here.
It's no different than if it was a hurricane or any other natural disaster. You would band
This is a
together.
man-made disaster.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And that is the scary part of it. That is the scary part of it. Because, and indeed, the reports are that there are white nationalists, white supremacists, these neo-Nazi assholes, those scum of the earth. Yes. Are they organizing to do some things? Yes, you bet your ass they are.
Yep.
Because that's what they want. They want this violence. They want a race war is what they want. And Donnie's not going to stop them. Quite the contrary, he's encouraging it with his bullshit talk. You know, he empowers these people. What does he think they're going to do? When he gives credence to the Klan or the neo-Nazis or they're very good people on both sides. Bullshit. The song and dance. You know?
A local TV station here in the cities, Care 11, interviewed a couple of guys who were protecting a smoke shop. Okay, that's fine. They had the AR-15s and what have you. And I'm here to assist, they said. Well, they were asked, well, where are you from? They said, Mississippi. We're just here to help out. What the?
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
We're from Mississippi.
You happen to be in the freaking neighborhood, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
give me a break.
5 ways away.
Yeah, they said. I heard 80% of those that have been arrested were from out of state. 80%.
Really quick before we go any further, because I might try an experiment here, because we got people actually. We're streaming video from Discord, not on the
I
air.
see that.
But I just wanted to ask if everybody's good to have their face shown on the show. I can try to actually bring that onto the show, and we can see how the internet holds up, because this is something we've been wanting to do for a while. So
It's fine by me.
I
I do
have
this
no
all the
problem
time.
with it.
okay, good deal.
Look at Keith.
tried to plug
Hey,
mine
checking
in.
his hair out there. Yeah, adjust the camera just right. Let's get
got-
that shit going, Keith.
Got Keith, got
I
Jen.
tried to-
Who else
I
wants to
plugged
join in?
mine in. Well, I'm going to try, but I don't know if it's going to cut down. I got to plug my camera back in
You got it.
because it blocks my... Let's see what it does.
You know,
Yeah,
I felt
it's
like
a
I've
little
said
bit
this
closer.
before, but Trump is the ultimate
Hey,
emperor,
see.
Palpatine.
He
Hey.
is indeed.
His Jedi mind trick definitely works on weak-minded people.
Yeah.
I'd love to see who's the blue dot artist, Thomas Morgan,
Yeah.
do an artwork of Trump as a Sith Lord.
I'll
As
be
a-
back, guys. Something else
he's-
is going on.
All right, Keith,
Okay,
be
Keith.
careful.
Okay. God, Keith, be careful. Dennis, I'm sure he's listening. Either right now or he'll listen later. He'll listen to it either live or he watches. He watches every show. He's running. He's running out of paper and his art, his oil, his watercolors, and his pencils, and so he's got to get more. He said
Good paper's expensive.
Oh, it is. Yeah, yeah, and he goes through that stuff. I mean, I have so much of his work, and every one of them you can just delve right into. I wish there was a coffee table book of all of his work, and some of it is very, uh, very to the point. You can see the problem in his work. I would just love to be able to sit down there, just share a bowl, and just listen to him and watch him, and know what's in his head as he's painting. Of course, there's no way for me to crawl in his head, but the man's fantastic. Uh, I really want to try to encourage him to do something. I mean, he sends me his artwork, but he's not trying to make a profit on anything. He's not trying to sell his work. You can find one of his pieces in our T-shirt shop, but I don't want to capitalize on his work and put it out there for sale or something. But I wish he would, because they're pieces that he does that are not only politically inspiring and politically motivated. I know they have a name for it, where you just use a pencil, and that's all. They have a name for that art.
Really quick, I got to cut in here because
It's fantastic. Very
They
detailed.
call it drawing.
Yeah, drawings, illustrations.
Yeah.
I gotta
fancy
cut
word for
in here
drawing.
really quick because
Go
this is pretty important stuff here. Jen, we got a lot of love coming in from the chat for your hat.
I love the
I
hat.
have to agree. I love the hat.
I love the hat.
So
We have another
I
blue
didn't wash
dot,
my
Miss
hair this
Linda. She
morning,
always
I'm
wears a
sorry.
hat.
yeah.
What's that, Jen?
I didn't wash my hair this morning. I can't let you see that.
That's the same reason I wore one too, because
I have a hard
didn't
time
wash
like
my hair.
legitimately
You
washing
don't
my
have any
hair.
hair.
I know it. Just work with my fantasy, Jen. Work with my fantasy. Come on, you. I have massive amounts of hair under this hat. You just wouldn't believe. That's why I wear a hat, just to keep it all tucked up under there.
Well, you used to have hair, but you're letting it come out of your chin now instead of your
Yeah,
scalp.
that's it. Well, we were in deep discussion the other day about the physical aspects of the body that allow a man to grow a beard this long, but yet this little tuft of shit right underneath my lower lip, it's not even an inch long. I mean, it's just a little tuft of hair, and this shit's just what's up with that? It's one of those mysteries of science I hope they solve one day. So, but are you on screen? Is she on screen with us?
Yeah.
Oh,
We were on
I don't
YouTube
know.
for a minute.
Was like, yes,
Yeah, I just had to go into
without a
Discord.
hat.
Well, I love the hat. And what is that on your? What is on
thank
the?
you.
What is on the scarf?
It cost me $1 at the dollar
Oh
store.
shit! Splurging and just tossing money around, huh? Goes to show where you can get good items for your money.
You're a 1%er now.
You're
Can't
one.
be friends.
Yep, you're out of my
Hey,
league,
guys.
bro. Yes, Keith.
Latest news here in Minneapolis. Is being said, reported, rumored, whatever, that so-called Antifa or some group is now indicating they're going to be going into residential neighborhoods to find selected groups of people to shoot. Now, that's just what's being said. So, it's time to start breaking out the AR-15s and my personal favorite, the SKS.
Well, howdy,
Lock and
Keith.
load, baby. Lock and load.
A man will protect his home. And what do you expect him to do? What do you expect him to do? But we are getting in a situation here to where this man in our house is going to end up with exactly what he wants. A war. Because, he wants to be a wartime president. He wants that bad. He wants to show his authority. He wants to be an authoritarian dictator. There is no doubt about this. And there are plenty of people in this nation willing to give it to him. But I fear for my friend.
The Donnie has learned his lesson from his master.
Do
Putin.
knows, Essie.
And what did Putin do to the Ukraine in that area?
Yeah.
He caused war between those people. Donnie is doing it here.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we got you, John.
Okay.
I'm just.
Yeah, I tried to do. I tried to put myself on video, and it didn't seem to work too well. I don't know if it's because of the bandwidth or what. So
Oh, weird.
Well, honey.
that is weird. Yeah,
Yeah. I need a reference just
that's
so
why
I
you didn't
know
hear from me
when it
for a while.
happens.
Yeah.
Everything went
But you can
blank.
see him over there, though, right?
No. Oh, I
Yeah.
can see everybody over here.
Yeah.
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 Well, I see I see Keith, I see Jen, and I saw SC a minute ago, and he took
Yeah,
off. So
I was
I
on
can see.
briefly, and then it just everything. YouTube started acting, and I couldn't hear anything, any
Well,
talking at
we
all.
need
I
to
could
get
see his moving,
we
but
need to get a little bit more bandwidth on our end
yeah, that
also.
might. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might help somewhat, and we're working on that
That way I
too.
can show my handsome face, John, to
That's what it
everybody.
is. That's why we're doing it, Johnny Fly. That's why I'm doing it. Hell, I can't
I
be the only
figured.
handsome devil sitting up here. We got to have
That's,
another. So that's why I'm
that's
calling
right.
on you to do your patriotic duty and show up here and let you know that Mega Wet Willie just donated $5 through Super Chat and said, in these dark times, let's salute the two astronauts flying the space rocket into orbit for adding a little light to the world. So saying Mega Wet Willie.
Did
And
you
I
watch
was.
it at all
Yes, I
yesterday?
did.
Oh,
Are you
yeah, we
shitting me?
did.
Travis
That
took a
was
picture of
amazing.
me, dumb look, staring at the TV, I guess. I haven't seen that photograph yet.
I got a message
Hey.
from SC later on that day, and he was like, "Boy, what a day! I saw your dad without a hat." And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's the news.
Can you-
John without a
Can
hat.
you
Ha.
can you hear me, Travis?
Yes.
Can y'all? Okay, because I started having problems when the cameras got it going, and things just started breaking up, and then it's like got
Yeah,
weird, and then
that's
I
what
got
happened.
I got kicked out or something. So I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, all right, I'm with you.
Good deal.
As long as we can hear you, SC, that's all that matters.
And don't forget
Well,
that
thank
other
you,
top
John.
one, Dad.
No, I see it. Gary Spring donated 5 beaver bucks. That's 5 Canadian dollars through Super Chat and said, I have loved getting to know you all. We are a great thing from all of this. Together we stand. Together we are strong in this family. Gary Spring, thank you very much, buddy. Megawat
Yep.
Willie, thank you.
Yeah, he's right.
And Gary's right.
There's a lot of cool people in our
We
family.
do. We do. There are more people out here with brains and common sense and know what the right thing is to do. We know what everybody in this family knows what the right thing is. It should not be difficult for our leaders to do the same thing. This should not be happening at all. But when it does happen, things should act quickly to snuff that out, to make sure that this will not be tolerated by
John, we
anyone.
don't have a leader.
No, we
have
don't.
a leader. He doesn't know how to lead.
We have a Twitter queen, a piece
Yeah,
of
that's
shit,
about it.
and I have been getting it into. I've passed over that barrier of wanting to say fuck you on Twitter, and so here lately I've been using it a lot. Yeah, every time he tweets, it's like fuck you, get out of my house.
It's happening, isn't it?
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of
Yeah.
it. You Twitter queen, just hate spewing thief is all he is. There is nothing. I have never seen anybody more vile since Hitler. That
Yeah.
this man is trying to do. I'm not kidding. Have you?
Yeah,
I
it's
miss
true.
Nomad. I thought about you today because me and the commander was having a talk today, and your name came up. So hey, how you doing, darling? I do. I have conversations with this guy. Hey, so
Yeah,
He actually
That's a
does.
good one, Jen.
I
he's
haven't.
got
I
some
haven't
good
seen,
stories.
I haven't seen anything from Anonymous in a long time on Facebook.
Oh
But I
God, yeah.
I do have Twitter, and today, because I was thinking about that earlier today for some reason, I was thinking about it again. And guess what popped up on
Are you
Twitter?
shitting me? Did they make a statement?
Anonymous. So I started
I-
following him.
I hope that's because I saw that video too, and I'm hoping that's I hope that's real, because it's like, where the fuck have y'all been, man?
There are people, and we all know it. Nobody knows who Anonymous is, henceforth the name. But they have powerful skills, a skill set that comes in handy on the internet. And
Yeah.
you know, if ever there was a time for good people to stand up and say, "Hey, by the way, you want to see his taxes and how he cheated? Here they are." Boom. I don't have a problem with that anymore.
If you want to see some shit that'll get you pissed off, look at some of the go their Twitter if you got it and follow them and look at some of their posts. I mean, some of the shit they're showing we haven't even seen, and it's fucked up.
It is. Travis was showing me videos earlier.
Yeah, I can only imagine the shit they're pulling out, but
yeah. Jen Morgan donated $2 through Super Chat and said, "Go to dollar store and buy a new hat on me."
Thank you very much, Jen.
I will indeed.
I need a new hat.
I see enough on YouTube.
Travis needs a new hat.
As long as it has a nice, pretty ribbon on it too.
A ribbon?
I want to say, before I forget.
Yes.
If you want to stay current on everything that's happening, and you have Twitter, follow John Cusack, the actor.
John Cusack.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Just as a warning, though, it will be upsetting because all of it's real, unfiltered, very recent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He went through the streets of Chicago on a bike last night. He got attacked by cops himself.
Really?
It's one of those things where it's like, because now I got this, we got the ability to show things online. And it's like, I'd like to show everybody the videos that finally set me off. But it's like, if you want to find it, it's not hard to find. You can go out there and look for it. I don't think it's right for me to bring it up here because some of you might be looking for a place to not see that shit, So it's, yeah.
Well, you don't have to look far to find it.
No. Yeah, you just have to.
I'm concerned about the children that see this stuff and think, man, this must be normal to do.
Yeah, and we got to think about all the children. I mean, what are we doing for them? I mean, nothing. What's they got to look forward to? With all this shit going on, we got to give them something to look forward to.
Well, we have future leaderships in there with these young people, and God forbid that they would be as bad as Trump. I don't think anybody can be as bad as Trump. I don't know, but.
Well, I mean, what's it going to spill over? I mean, he's already left his mark. He's going to have followers for years and years, they're going to be teaching their little ignorant shits.
The thing is, we need more people. We need more people than the assholes that are under Trump and his little minions.
We need good news. So let's get right to the breaking good news. First, Karen Van Wyk just donated $5 through Super Chat. Very big message saying, Blue Wave 2020, fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. That's from Karen Van Wyk. Thank you very much.
That's good news.
Now to the breaking news. And I love this news. This news needs to be spread throughout the nation. From B. Pre, our own Bernadette. She just donated $20 through Super Chat and said, because I finally got stimulated by our Adderall government, and fuck Trump. So saith Bernadette. Thank you, baby. I am so glad they finally got you stimulated. I was concerned that you weren't going to get stimulated. And I am so glad you did. If you have not been stimulated yet.
Down, does she?
No.
She never lets us
Stimulation is very important.
Yes, it is. It is. Without stimulation, you just lie there. And nobody wants you to just lie there.
It's so boring.
Yeah, that's boring. Anyway, before we guide our conversation in that direction again, before something John doesn't know, until 10, 15 minutes later and go, oh, shit, yeah, I remember. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's the good question. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
We're going to have to bind together.
What we got to do is get more people to go out there and vote blue. That's for sure. And that's the thing, too, it just comes to mind. Joe Biden needs to get off his ass and do more advertising.
I think we're going to see more pretty soon. He's starting to come out of his shell.
I hope so.
This family grows, and every time it does, I have the opportunity to have somebody impact my heart, and that happened. What was it? Yesterday? Day before yesterday?
Of what exactly?
I think it was yesterday.
Huh.
Yesterday, I think.
Of what?
That I had a 1 hour talk with Joe.
Oh, right.
Ohio Dad 70, in case you don't know who he is. up in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and he turned me on to a speech that just wow, just blew me out of the park. I sat down and listened. It's a 30-minute speech from 1978 by James Auburn. I don't have it written down. Might have messed up that name. Very powerful speech in 1978 that was so relevant to today. Uh, Joe being who he is, we talked about our life and how at times in our lives we have been imperfect souls, but that we strive for a better world for all of us. And it's oh yeah. And then he sent me a video that no, Joe, I can't dance like that. I cannot dance that good. I'm a good dancer, but I have my limits. And that's it, buddy. Outstanding video, though. Say His Name was the name of that video. And outstanding. And Freddie Gray was the name. And anyway, Joe and I talked for an hour. And at the end of it, I told Joe that my hope is that there's a little piece of Joe in me, and there's a little piece of me in Joe, and that's the premise of this whole concept. You can ask any religious person, "Hey, started with two people. We're all brothers and sisters." That's true. It's true. I don't have to be a religious person. Yeah, one time maybe there was 2, 3. I don't know. There was a group of people. Now we have billions. You do the math and figure out how that happened. But we have a little bit of everybody in our soul. I have Joe deep in my heart. Joe has me in his heart. We have people all around this world. We have William Reed down in New Zealand. He's part of our soul. Aussie Dave down in Australia. We have people all around this world that share a feeling, a goal, a wish, a dream. And we will continue to chase that dream no matter what. And at times, a world tragedy, such as the death of George Floyd, it brings it to the front of the burner where it should stay until they're satisfied, until we are satisfied. As a nation, as a society, as a people, how can we endure it much longer when we all know there is a large difference between the way black America has to operate and the way white America has to operate? It's two different systems, two different deals being made. And it has to be the same deal for all of us. Black, white, civilian, or police. We live by the same rules of our society, and that's the best we can do, baby. Yes, Keith.
Latest news is the National Guard has been patrolling Hiawatha, which is the main corridor 2 blocks from me. It has been found that gasoline cans have been found behind a building, and a car with front plates from Minnesota, the back plates from Michigan. Windows are darkened out. They are doing everybody stay the hell away from this area kind of a thing. There must be 8 Humvees sitting out there with the troops standing guard.
I'm sorry this is in your yard. I'm sorry it's in your house.
A quarter of a mile from me. The other thing that I had learned was that there was a rumor or a report that it was Antifa people who were going to go down individual streets and neighborhoods. That's been updated to say white supremacy groups are targeting the area. So here I am. You know what? It's so sad. I'm sitting here loading up.
Be careful, my friend. Be careful. Be careful.
I am loading up.
Don't give them a reason to use force on you. Don't do that, brother. Please. I worry about you. I do, because this is in your backyard. This is near your house. Last night when I was talking to Joe up in Ohio, you could hear helicopters. You could hear flash grenades. This is 2 blocks from his house. Joe is concerned. Joe is worried. Keith is worried. Why? Because they're black men. They're black men. The video Travis showed me right before we started the show today showed a group of police walking down a very nice street. There are no protesters in sight. It's a residential neighborhood. There's a street, two sidewalks, and houses on both sides. And the police are walking down the street yelling at people to get in their house. And these people were taking a video from their porch. That's their front fucking porch.
They're home.
And the cop says, when they don't respond to go in your house, he comes around, he says, light them up. And they did, with rubber bullets. Are you shitting me? Light them up? Fuck you. Fuck you. Light them up. You know, when I was talking a minute ago about May 4th, that was Kent State. That is when the National Guard opened fire and killed Americans.
50 years.
That's what May 4th meant to so many of us. And still does. And still does. And now we have a president in our house who is giving the okay. If the looting starts, the shooting starts. Our great military, don't worry about it. They're showing up with freaking tanks or whatever it takes in his mind. Would he send tanks? Hell yes. Yes, he would. To Joe's neighborhood.
Oh.
To Keith's neighborhood. Think they're sending the tanks into the gated communities?
Yeah, I remember
no,
that.
I don't fucking think so. Because they're making a lot of money anyway. And that's what this is all about, baby. It's about money for them.
It's funny you speak of tanks there, John. If you watch that video of the
Super chats.
The
futuristic
National Guard, I think it was in Louisville, the ones that shot the people with paintballs on their front porch.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the beginning of that video, I don't want to say it was a tank, but I think it was an armored car that was in the first frame of that video.
Yeah.
Well, there's a problem with the militarization of our police departments. And that started under which one? I don't know if it was fucking Reagan or Bush, one of them. Any excess military equipment, we'll give it to the police department. Oh, great, that's what we need. Guys running around with backpacks like they're going to survive for the next 3 or 4 days out in the bush. No, they're in fucking town. Why do they need every fucking thing that a soldier carries to war packed in him there? It's almost like it's a game with them. They not only have to have the ability to shoot your ass, they have to have the ability to look like they just ran off the fucking battlefield to do it. We don't need that in our country. We don't need it in our society. The more you progress with that shit, the more Keith is concerned and wants to arm himself. Because he's facing a fucking tank. Because the police officer looking down the street has got a combat helmet on. He's got a flak jacket. He's got the pack on. He's got extra magazines all over his ass. He's got a bayonet down there. He's got a taser. He's got every fucking thing. And he's coming for your ass. What are you going to fucking do? That's what that we let this fucking military state get too carried away. And it's bled over into our fucking society and our police departments. We are not an occupied country. All our citizens deserve the same fucking respect from every officer in this country. If you have your prejudices, get the fuck out. If you have hatred in your heart for people, get the fuck out. You're not cut out to be a cop. Go find another job. But our society is responsible for this. We, the people, are responsible for this. And when I say we, the people, I especially point to the white people of this country that you must stand up. You know who you are. You know who your buddy is. If your fucking buddy's a racist asshole, you don't just say, well, I was going to quit hanging around with, doodad over there because I found out he's a racist prick. And I don't want to hang around racist pricks, so I'm not going to associate with that guy anymore. So y'all do if y'all want, though. I mean, I don't want to influence you. If you want to hang around with a racist prick, well, you just go right ahead. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to join your little club. I'm not going to join your little group. Fuck you. You're assholes. You think you're superior to every fucking body? No. You're more of a dick than anybody. But I digress. Anyway, let me catch up here. I'm behind. Rex Trek just donated $5 through Super Chat and said, have you heard Trevor Noah talk regarding the death of Mr. Floyd and that Cooper woman in Central Park? It's very intense, worth the listen. Rex Tech, I usually never miss Trevor Noah, but I have not seen that. Travis can look that up for me, though. And, oh, man, Johnny Fly donated $20 through Super Chat and said, I love all you Blue Dots. While it may seem so bleak right now, I truly believe the better days are coming. Never give up, gang, and keep that blue dot shining. Joe Biden for president and fuck Trump. So saith Johnny Fly.
Fuck Trump.
I appreciate that. And it's Semper Fi, baby. And Teresa Diggum, who donated $2 to Super Chat and said, I could not wait for the 2020. Little did I know. I swear,
that
Teresa.
one hits hard, Teresa.
It does.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, we waited for this year. We were looking forward
John,
to this year.
I heard, John, that today, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been up in Minneapolis. I'm not sure, but I think it was. The police had people come in, and they're claiming these people that do the damage are from other states coming in. And a lot of them are right-winger nut job groups.
Yes.
And they confiscated two two AK-47s from them. So what does that tell you?
Yes.
Why would any protester in his right mind be carrying a weapon to a protest? Why would anybody carry a weapon to a protest? Oh, unless you're a white nationalist, I think that it's required. And think about the contrast.
Be here from Mississippi in the first place with an AK-47.
I was just passing by. I thought I'd help out. No.
Oh, in the neighborhood. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're not in the
according
neighborhood,
to Trump, it's those far left.
And you know who needs to be involved in that shit? The FBI needs to step up on that shit. The FBI needs to step up. That's interstate transportation for ill purposes. I don't know the legal freaking terms, but it's in there. Look it up in Leviticus, I'm sure. So...
You know, before George Floyd here, I was one of the people who would look at a Ferguson incident or the gentleman out in New York, and I would sit back because I known through my life many different police officers who are really sterling individuals and are on the right side of things. And I would say, yeah, but these guys don't represent all cops.
Yeah.
Today, I have to say, you've got 1,000 cops who you believe to be good people and doing their jobs well. And it turns out that 10 of them are horrible, racist, dangerous, sick, violent, dangerous people. And the other 990 don't stop them, don't turn them in. You don't have 10 bad cops. You have 1,000 bad cops.
That's true, Jen.
Yes, Jen.
Yeah.
Bad things happen when good people say nothing.
And you know, we like you were talking about earlier with the cops coming out and the battle fatigue shit. They've been protesting here in Tallahassee. And Tallahassee's not as big as Minneapolis or Los Angeles or any of these other places, Chicago or New York. But these people, for the last 3 days, the crowd's been growing bigger and bigger. And it's been peaceful so far. And one of the reasons why is because the cops are walking around in regular cop clothes, and they're walking around with the protesters. And the only thing that's happened was yesterday this stupid fuck decided he just plowed through a whole bunch of them. It was just like Charlottesville, my hometown. It's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart to see that.
Oh. Was you trying to tell me Miss Nomad was leaving?
Yeah, Miss Nomad was leaving, and she just wanted you to salute Commander Blue Wave.
Oh.
I didn't want to interrupt.
As you were, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Miss Blue.
Be safe out there, Miss Nomad.
Miss Nomad, be careful. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough times for this little guy because he keeps my shit together. We talk often. I trust him. He's Navy. What can I say? Anyway, Miss Nomad, thank you very much, baby. Anyway.
I got another thought for you, John.
What?
I don't want to scare anybody, but I don't know why this thought just crept in my brain. So, what if this is a test run for the November elections?
I've had that thought cross my mind, Dennis.
I don't think that's a very productive way to think right now.
No, it's not.
Or
But hell of a thought to have, isn't it?
You can't cancel the elections. But
but it's becoming a reality.
Safety checkpoints to get, before you get to a polling.
It seems like every nightmare has been coming true with this guy. So, do I feel like there are people that have been planning to take advantage of November 3rd election? Yes. They are.
Too. Yeah.
And I have been thinking more of the lines of, well, we have a pandemic going on, and we still do, and we are still concerned because of the protests in the street, the possibility of spreading it even more. Where this has become something to a lot of people that is more important than their own lives, that they're willing to take that risk to go out to demand justice.
You know that, John? That ever since this stuff with the protests happened, we don't hear too much about the coronavirus. I dread to think of what how high it's going up.
Yeah.
With
that hasn't left John. That hasn't left my mind the moment this shit started. And you all right over there, Dad?
Those numbers will start to show up in about.
Yeah. I'm horrified. I hope to God my sister. Now I haven't heard from her in a while. I hope she's all right. I wrote her 2 letters so far. I haven't heard from her, so I hope to God she's all right.
Can y'all hear me? Travis.
Oh no, go ahead, SC.
Y'all can hear me? Okay, all right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I didn't know if I was having trouble or anything. Okay, cool.
Oh, we thought you had something to add to
that. Oh,
that.
No, that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the punchline. It didn't come.
We're all waiting on you, SC.
SC, you're on the pedestal now. Come on, entertain us.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Come on.
Break out the drums.
You waited too long. I got to move on.
No, break out the drums. I'll give you a minute.
You got a super cash, by the way.
It's just like, I was getting to, just yesterday, with that, watching this guy run through the crowd of people here in town. It was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, it was just like watching Charlottesville. That's and this guy better be glad that the cops got to him, because if they didn't, he would have been toast. I mean, he would have been through.
What was he doing, SC?
Well, he just, there was people walking through the middle of the street, peaceful, and all these other people going around him, but this one fucking stupid shit figured, well, he'll just plow through them, and that's what he did. And,
with the vehicle, you mean? Oh,
yeah, and they all chased him down, and they bum rushed his truck, and he ended up having to swerve off the road, and the cops got to him before they could do anything. But yeah, I mean, as soon as they got to him, man, they rushed him off the cop car and chasing him down. And he better be lucky those cops were there,
And that was in your town.
Yeah.
It's all over. It's across the country right now. It's everywhere right now. I don't have the TV on here, but I guarantee you, if I turned on TV, they're going to be showing city after city.
Crowds, yeah.
Guys, right now there are 2 Black Hawk helicopters hoovering, one literally right over my house. The other one is a short distance away, but and they're low. And I'm not far from Minneapolis St. Paul Airport, so there's something going on bad.
They have firepower too that comes out of the helicopters, I believe.
Oh yes,
there are.
Yes.
Oh God, help us.
Yes, there are. I would assume that they would not use those kind of weapons on the streets.
I hope not.
No, that would be that would take us to a whole different plane. It really would.
Well, I wouldn't put anything past Trump. I really would.
I wouldn't put anything past him, but I have to have faith that there's got to be somebody else out there in control of this shit, because that dumbass is sitting in his house right now, our house, sitting on the bed surrounded by a bunch of TVs eating fucking chicken, with his little Twitter phone ready either to retweet some right-wing nut job or come up with some brilliant, outstanding turd out of his mouth that he can give to all of us.
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Let me catch this first before I go,
Yeah.
because I've been talking about him anyway. Joe, I'm glad you're out there, buddy. I had a great conversation with you. It's so enlightening and so deep. I enjoyed that speech. I want to share that. It's on my phone, and as I was playing it, boom, I ran out of data. Travis said, "Why didn't you switch it over to Wi-Fi?" Because I'm not that tech genius, I guess. I used up all my data. Anyway, Ohio Dad 70 donated $5 through Super Chat and said, "Hey, John, it's a gift that keeps on giving spit. Stay strong. I am so glad, Joe. Be careful. Joe is in the same condition Keith is in. He is blocks away from activity that he does not want in his neighborhood or anybody wants in their neighborhood."
So really quick here, because you're talking about this in particular individual, not Joe Trump.
Oh, that asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're talking about what is he doing? Well, I just made the mistake of going to his Twitter feed. His last tweet was 7 hours ago, okay?
7 hours.
I literally just caught this tweet just now. It happened 2 minutes ago. Just so everybody knows. Fake news.
Fake news.
That's it.
That's it. Just 2 words.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Really?
That's all he's got to say. He hasn't wrote anything in 7 hours, and he comes out and tweets. Fake news.
Keith, Joe, don't pay any attention to what's going on outside your door there, because it's fake news. It ain't really happening. What you're seeing.
Oh, no. I'm not sitting here with my AR-15 and a couple of 30-round clips next to me. Oh no.
No, and no reason to be concerned either, because it's all fake news. That's the kind of bullshit. He's a coward. He cannot come out and address this country because deep down in there, he doesn't give a shit. Remember, I thought I had the other shirt. Trump doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Doesn't give a shit about your fucking life. Never did. That old bullshit, come out and hug the flag. Fuck you. That's an act. He's humping it, baby. He's wiping his crap on it. He gives a shit less about that flag, this nation, or anybody in it. For him, it is nothing but glory and power to him. He has not come out and addressed this nation because he's a coward. They're going to coward. They're going to ask him, "What did you mean, Mr. President? When you said loot and shoot, what is that about, Mr. President?" Because his words, he doesn't have words. The only words that he would know you wouldn't like anyway.
Yeah. I mean, look, Friday night was peaceful in Washington so far. And then he comes out yesterday with his damn tweet about the vicious dogs and the military force.
Yeah.
And what did that do? That riled him up even more. And then he comes out to put Antifa on the terrorist list. What do you think that's going to do?
I think,
You know what I think
Trump is on
sometimes,
the
SC? I think he
terrorist
gets
list.
well, what he does, I think, John and SC, I think what it is he likes to see the reaction. So he'll say this stupid shit or tweet it out.
Yes.
Then he sits back and watches it on TV.
Good news or bad news? If you're talking about him, he loves it. He's narcissistic. Yeah. Oh, the evil, hateful man, Donald Trump. Oh, look at it. They're talking about me. Look at me. That's who he is. He's a slob. He's a disgusting piece of shit. A piece of shit is worth more than that man. I would rather have a piece of shit as president than an actual shit stain like him. Tim Torkelson just donated $10 through Super Chat. Tim, thank you, buddy.
And he did a little.
Me there.
And again, he did a little number one fan dancing pair. So, just
outstanding, Tim. Appreciate that, Bob.
What's that?
The helicopters you're seeing might be local news. There's at least one local news chopper up, and it appears that ABC has a chopper up in Minnesota too.
Yeah, they're because they're giving us a lot
might
of.
Not be Blackhawks.
No, the vehicles, the chopper that's above me, Blackhawk, that is not news.
Yeah, Keith would know. Keith would know a
Blackhawk.
Blackhawk.
I can't see what you say, so I'm just giving you information.
Yeah.
Which is I gotta tell y'all that I'm glad, Keith. I'm glad you're here with us. Jen, I'm glad you're here with us, and because it's something, you know, I definitely can't say easily that it feels like we're disconnected when we see the footage coming out of, you know, Minnesota and throughout the country at this point. It's definitely not a disconnect. It feels real every time you see something, but actually hearing someone on the ground there getting no kind of cut of like there's y'all aren't experiencing censorship. Y'all are there on the ground and you're seeing it, and I greatly appreciate y'all even taking the time to come on tonight and tell us what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're in the hard zone or not doesn't matter. Y'all are,
I'd rather,
you know, I'd trust y'all's word over anybody else's fucking word. That's for sure.
You're hearing the true words from people who are right there living it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what's so special and appreciated with the Blue Dots. But yeah, it draws you in.
Yeah.
It makes you a part of it. That's appreciated. And it's really happening. And now you guys kind of get a flavor of it.
Yeah.
And it's a sad flavor, but it is what it is. That's what I'm living with right now.
Yeah.
I'd like to clarify something from my last comment. I wasn't, I don't know if somebody was taking a snipe on me in the chat or not, but I wasn't trying to perpetuate a conspiracy theory. My mentality is always prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Unfortunately, that's what we all have to do.
Yes.
And in this chat, I feel like it's a safe place to just speak my mind. So if I offended you, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to stoke fear. I'm trying to just speak my mind and my worries in a safe place.
Your word.
50 people watching from who knows where, that we not get into a situation where we're creating a reality that may happen because of what we're saying. You know, they used to say in World War II, loose lip sink ships. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it goes the other way. Self-fulfilling prophecies are real.
Yes.
And you just got to be careful what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think though the thing is it's because, you know, these are definitely not. I mean, these are definitely thoughts
these are not
that
normal times.
These are thoughts that I've run across my head so many times, and I used to not be so. I'm a critic on every sense of the word. I double check every fucking thing before I even let it leave my lips. But the fact of the matter is just everything that I'm seeing, like, I can't trust my government anymore. I can't. And again, I've been biting my tongue all night because, boy, everybody else in the house has seen it. This is in the going off of what Dennis said. It's something I hope doesn't happen. But at the same time, I would really like to see my government prove that wrong. Like that's.
Well, this is a good time to remind everybody that we have the government we elected. We have the government that we elected. The starting song on today's show. Look at what we've done. And I'm not talking about us in this room. I don't think any one of us voted for Trump.
Oh God, no.
But look at what we've done as a nation. Look where we are. How an appropriate song. But it's elections that make the difference. It's elections that changes the law. Riots and protests in the street are going to put pressure on government to change the law. But it is the people that we send there that are going to do it. So that is why it is so important from the White House on down to your city council, to your dog catcher, that you be involved, that you have a voice in this. Because what happens when we don't is this. We have anarchy in the street. We have violence because we can't accept our fellow human beings for who they are, that some people in this country feel they can dominate over somebody to the point of their death. I told Joe the other day on the phone, I will never know what it is like to walk in Joe's shoes. I will never know that.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I don't. But what I do know, to a degree, is the length some people will do to physically or mentally hurt somebody. And I experienced that very young in a very bad place that seemed to have no loss for people to be cruel just to be cruel. So I've seen part of that in my life. I cannot imagine what it is to be a black man or a black woman or a black child in this country. And let's don't stop there. In this world, are we so caught up in what pigmentation that somebody has that they think from our society? The thought that the color of your skin either makes you somebody better or makes you somebody less. No. That's not the deal, baby. And the fight continues for I listened to the speech that Joe sent to me. And again, speech was given a long time ago when civil rights was in our nation at the forefront again. And he said it was not a fight for civil rights. He said it was a slave uprising. We don't know what something is. We all look through life through a different paradigm. We have our own set of glasses on that we look at history. We look at everything through our own glasses, through our own way. But there are things in this world that it shouldn't matter what eyes you were looking through. We should all see the same thing. But that won't happen, unfortunately, for a very, very long, long time. But that fight is what has to continue every day of your life. Every day of my life. It's a challenge to show your character. So that's what we have to do. And hopefully, over years, then that societal change will come. But until it does, then it is incumbent upon each one of us to be even more adamant about those around us. Don't just tolerate it in your own life. Don't tolerate it in anybody
John?
you know. Yeah.
I'm reminded now that you mentioned this about race, and maybe SC will remember because I think he was on this morning too. But Bernadette Pree made mention. She said, "Our country, when you think about it, is broken. It's sick. There's a crack in the foundation." And she mentioned, I think his last name is Stevens. He was a Confederate vice president under the Confederacy during the Civil War, and he gave a speech on the black man, and basically he was saying that the black man was black because that was the curse of Cain that God put on his, and the Mormons used to believe that for years.
Yes. Yeah.
That people are black because that's the curse that God put on Cain, so it went through the whole race. And she had a damn good point. It really made me think. She said this country is sick and it's on the verge of crumbling. It's not going to get well until we deal with this racism issue. And it's the same thing too, John, if I may say, with the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
I haven't experienced that too much anymore. But I fear for those young people that are growing up that are LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Are they going to be the next one?
Yes. Or I don't know if they'll be the next one, but don't worry, they're on the list, Johnny.
Oh yeah.
There's on the list. You have an asterisk next to your name,
Yeah,
buddy.
Dad, we got to catch up here and also we're getting close to our end time. But I want to announce this first one. Robert Elsner Jr.
Go ahead.
Robert Elsner.
The man who bought this hat.
Yep.
The man who bought this hat, and who I have personally sat down and had conversation with. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to say he donated $10 through Super Chat, and I was just going to say it was good to see you out there, man. Hope you're
Thank
you
you,
and yours
Robert.
are doing good.
I wear my hat all the time, buddy. I really like my hat because it reminds me of a great time that we had. Dennis Valadez was key in hooking up with Robert, and we all got together up in San Antonio for a Blue Dot family meeting, and it warmed our heart, and we got to meet a lot of people, and I appreciate it very much. Anyway, Robert, I'm glad to see you out there, buddy. Take care of yourself, and yeah, still wearing my hat, man. Anyway, Maria Betancourt just donated $5 to the Super Chat and said, Trump haters Trump hates Antifa. They stood up to the white nationalists at Charlottesville. So saith Maria Betancourt. Yeah, you don't like him at all because they don't like Trump because he's a fascist. And MacMan donated $10 through Super Chat and said, "Thanks for the straight talk, buddy. That's all I can do. I don't know anything more than y'all do." And our own Jen Morgan donated $2 through Super Chat and said, "If you CK the patriarchy." So saith Jen. I think it's about time one of these days we need a woman in charge. This testosterone shit, this fucking, especially with this asshole, he's got no balls, so he tries to keep proving that he has something that he does not have. And you see where we're at.
It's not balls, it's fucking compassion and empathy.
He doesn't have that either. He doesn't have balls, he doesn't have compassion, he doesn't have empathy, he doesn't have a lot of shit. What he does have is a great big debt to Russia. That's what he has.
Yeah, and he's a pain in the ass to us.
And he's willing to sell this country out. I am sure Putin is sitting over there laughing his ass off at this shit. He's loving every minute of this since he got his man in office, baby. And he's going to try to do it again this year.
Putin is doing very well.
Putin is doing very well.
From the inside.
That's the only. No, we can't let him. Yeah. It's been said that the only way this nation will ever die is from the inside, baby. If we kill it, well, guess what? He's here to try to egg it on. He's trying to fan the flames of exactly that. And I got news for him and all his Proud Boy shit and all his fucking white nationalists and Nazis and fucking Klan members. There will never be a white America. Shove it up your ass and quit. Go masturbate somewhere else. Well, go buy a fucking island out in the middle of the fucking ocean. Y'all can get all on there together and just sit around and jack each other off. Looking at your beautiful white skin, of course. Yeah, fuck them people. Because that's who he is. That's who the Republican Party has welcomed into their house. Let's call that too. It's not just him. It's the Republican Party as a whole.
You bet.
They have welcomed this shit into their party. Hey, it's good for their numbers. Yeah, assholes. Yeah, with that demographic, if you're looking for those deplorables that Hillary talked about, yep, they're right in there. The scumbags, the maggots, the racists, the narcissists, the fucking homophobes, the xenophilias. They're all in there because that's their home, baby. And the Republican Party needs to wash its house out with disinfectant, with spray, because they're not attempting at all to get rid of them. They are welcoming them into their party.
Or die as an American representative party. Go away like the Whig Party did.
That's it, baby.
Yeah, really.
It's we the people. It's we the people. All of us, regardless of what color we are. I don't care what faith you are. I don't care what sex you are or what kind of sex you prefer. None of that matters to me. I hope you're having a grand time. Jen, don't say it. Anyway.
I didn't say nothing.
I know, baby. I'm just teasing you.
I didn't either.
I thought it.
You thought it.
I did too.
I know you, girl. It's us, baby. It's all of us. There are no asterisks in this family. We are such a diverse family, this Blue Dot family. Think within our own group here, the diversity of who we have here. Who talks to everybody every day. People are happy to see everybody. I was tickled to talk to Miss Sheila and Miss T the other day on the Discord. Y'all got to get Discord. That's all there is to it. Y'all got to get Discord because that's where the conversations are. And I just love it. So no, I'm not the one growing this family. Y'all are growing this family. Not only with the love and everything you show here with the technology or anything else. It is the conversation going on right here. It's like-minded people wishing the same wish, dreaming the same dream. We need to be together, and we need to hold each other up. Yeah.
you at least provide the platform for us to grow. That's
Eh,
the thing that we
I just
appreciate.
provide the pretty face. And you're trying to cut in.
May I
Well,
say something?
What you represent for a lot of people is respectful conversation.
Yeah,
And yes, that leads to openness.
yes.
And that's what
And
makes it
acceptance.
special.
You know,
you bet.
uh, we make it pretty clear in this family if you come in here wanting to put an asterisk on anybody, bye bye, Felicia. We don't need you.
That's right.
You know, everyone in this family is so dear to everyone else here. We depend on each other. A little mini society here. And we know, be respectful to people. If you want respect, give it. It's the best way to get it. If you want to control the crowd, don't put on your army gear and get a big club. Walk amongst them. Because you should be as outraged as they are.
Wonderfully
Anyway.
said, John. Thank you.
Could I make a comment, please?
Yes, ma'am, please.
I try to keep focusing and reading the live chat as for every show that I'm on. And tonight, a particular dynamic has occurred, and I just want to make note of it. I am so proud of the level of smarts the women of this chat and this group have. Their conversation is very smart, very much on topic, rather powerful, and I just want to express how proud I am of the Blue Dots Pink Division.
As you should be.
As we
You guys are
should
great.
be.
Yeah.
As we
And
all
fuck the
should be.
patriarch.
And
fuck
fuck the
the patriarchy.
Yeah, we kind of have a tendency to screw things up sometimes, Yeah, I'm telling you so much of shit. There's so many countries around the world that have had women leaders, and I think they would bring a certain temperament to our nation. It's gonna happen. I hope it happens soon. You know that we have that kind of leadership.
Yeah, we need a change. We need a
Yes,
change, John.
yes, yes, sir. Anyway, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we ran the credits long enough. We're good to go.
Oh, okay.
We're 50 minutes past, or not 50 minutes. We're 20 minutes past our hour and a half mark.
All right.
But I'm sure this is going to continue on in the Discord.
Oh yeah, we got to close the show here so we can all run up to the Discord in the Blue Room and continue the conversation and the party up there. Again, Johnny Fly, you were going to say something, buddy?
No.
No? Well, go ahead and say something anyway because I had a call on you anyway, so now you're making me look dumb, Johnny. Come on. Think of something.
Well, I'm glad you got
Too late.
that
All
card
right, ladies
that
and
I sent
gentlemen.
you.
What'd you say, buddy?
I'm glad. I'm glad you got that card I sent you.
Yes, I'm sorry I left it out in the living room. I'll bring it. Yeah, it's a wonderful picture of Johnny Fly, and I want everybody to see it.
Oh
But,
yeah. Even though I folded the paper up and there's probably creases
Yeah,
on it, but
you did. You creased it.
I just have to say.
It's all right. I got it between two books trying to flatten it out, but that's not why I didn't bring it
I
in.
just have to say, John, it was I was walking. I looked like Nanook of the North because it was cold that
Hey,
day.
I wasn't
and
going
was
to say
walking
anything,
down
but
the
you know,
local
I did notice.
In case
Did
you look
notice
at me
the cap
strange.
and the earmuffs. I'm thinking, ah, shit, looks pretty cold. Yeah.
It was.
Ah, shit, man. I don't want to move nowhere where my nuts are knocking at my asshole to come in. It's freezing out here. Let me in.
Come on, you can do
Come
it.
on.
I
Welcome to
do.
Minnesota.
I
You,
do indeed want to visit Minnesota. I would. I would love to see the land of the lakes. It just sounds beautiful. The northern
when it's
woods.
20 below or more.
I'll wait the summer. I'll wait
remember,
the summer.
Remember, John, Wisconsin actually has more lakes when you count them.
Is that right?
Sorry, Minnesota.
Ain't you all right next to each other?
Yep.
Well, two birds, one stone. What do you say? I visit
Well,
both.
it's a good
There's
pair
a
to
lot
visit.
of states that we haven't visited yet that I would love to see. There really is. Who would? Who out here would not just love the freedom to just travel and just go everywhere you wanted to go? Yeah.
If you ever
I
get
do.
a chance, John, you should go up to the lakes up in New York, like Seneca Lake. Oh, it's gorgeous. I
Oh
was
yeah,
up
the
there
Poconos.
already.
I've never been up in those. I'd love to go see that. The only
Yeah.
time I ever went to Maine was a road, from Boston area, and I was very young. We drove up into Maine just so we could say, "Oh, well, look there, there's Maine." We went to Maine, and I was young, but I enjoyed it. I remember uh, the shoreline, how rugged and beautiful it was, and I didn't envision it that way. You know, who thinks of Maine? Or the when you live down here. But my God, it was beautiful, and I enjoyed Massachusetts immensely. Uh, that's where my mother was from, Boston.
And I wouldn't
Boston.
mind seeing Texas.
Hey, great state. I highly recommend it. Nice people too,
Yeah.
most of them. Anyway,
Hmm.
we'll say goodnight tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Dennis Valadez up in San Antonio, bud. Please take care of yourself. Uh, Stay safe. Keep the
Travis,
family.
pleasure.
What was that, Dennis?
I said absolutely. It's always a pleasure being here.
Good.
I'm glad.
It keeps my sanity. I had to take, I've been taking short little breaks as I can only take so much negativity.
Yeah, that's me. I'm full of it. I can't shake it. I try. I stop to watch a launch. That's about all I get. The rest of the time, all this shit's just running through my head. But anyway, Jen, again, thank you. You and Keith both up in Minneapolis. In Minnesota, y'all, please take care of yourselves. I'm so glad that you're here and that you're both safe. And let's keep it that way. But Jen, thank you very much, baby.
You're
What's
welcome.
so sad for me?
Glad to be here.
Here in Minnesota, the city I love, the people are really good people. But I find myself afraid because I am sitting here loading up my AR-15 and my
Not
pistols
good.
and go outside to protect my property in my city. I am
Keith,
so
I
hurt.
urge you, just be careful, buddy.
Yeah.
Just be
In
careful.
the greatest country of the world.
You should not have to do
I'll
that. There's
try to tell you
nobody in this
later.
country should have to feel like Keith feels.
The
None of
police are
us.
trigger happy anymore.
None of us. My friend, take care of yourself tonight.
Yeah, Keith,
I'll be looking
for
for you.
sure.
Thanks, Blue
I'll be
Dot.
looking for you in the chat, buddy.
Well,
Appreciate you all.
Yeah, we appreciate
here.
you, Keith.
And John I Fly, you snuck in here again, buddy, and I'm so glad you did. Yeah, I'm so glad you
I'm glad
did.
you had me.
We love you, buddy. We're
Great.
glad you're here. Take care of
We love you
yourself.
too.
And
You
SC,
too.
what can I
Yes,
say?
yes.
What
It's
can I
always a
say?
pleasure.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Always, take care of Florida for us. Take care of Tallahassee. And I'm sorry, I'm hesitating here because I see the next name on the list is Travis. Is that you?
Yeah, that's
Travis?
I thought, wait a minute, somebody's making a trick here on me. Thank you for being here, Travis.
Hey.
I appreciate it tremendously.
I greatly
I
appreciate
do
the
indeed, and that's not
opportunity.
bullshit. SC, thank you very much. For the rest of
Yeah,
our
I
Blue
was-
Dot family on Facebook, on YouTube, on Periscope, wherever else you're listening to this shit at, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Our nation hurts.
Our
Like
souls
Mr.
hurt.
Rogers said, look
Yeah.
for the helpers.
Yeah.
Look for the helpers that are out there, baby. Stand up. Use your voice. Be outraged. But leave the violence to somebody else, baby. We can't make a statement with violence. It has to be your voice. So please, use it. And use it
To
often.
show we have to show we're better than that.
That's right.
And
Exactly.
please, for the love of God, if you go out and protest, wear a mask.
Right now in Minneapolis,
fucking-
almost a point of fighting fire with fire.
Oh, Keith, take care of
I-
yourself,
I-
buddy. Brother, please.
I believe you, sir. I
Yes,
believe you.
I believe it. And nobody should feel that way. Joe, take care of yourself up in Ohio, buddy, please.
Have your camera on. Damn
Oh,
it.
We have a very diverse, beautiful family. I want everybody in this family to be here because we have a job to do in November. But we have a bigger job to save the society that we love so dear, to save our neighbors that we love so dear, to save our brothers and sisters. Anyway, I love y'all. Monday, oh shit, baby. Here we go again. Monday starts the week off, so hold on to your britches. We'll be back here Tuesday evening for another Blue Dot family meeting. I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad you participated in this. And to everybody out there, we love you back, baby. That's the best thing I can tell you. I love you back. Hey, Elia Esperanza out in California. I remember where you are, dear. I do indeed. I don't forget. Gary, spring up and take care of yourself. Anyway, we'll see y'all later. I love you, and take it easy. Bye now.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, y'all say bye.
Good night, Blue Dots.